Here we are cranking along again. I'm down in my basement again today. I don't know why. It's more fun to be other places in the house, but I've been working down here, most of the weekend on your essays and such. So I thought, I may as well just stay right here and go forward with your video. So here we go. We have covered a bunch of different elements of literature so far. And of course, you have all of the lessons right there in front of you on Moodle. So it's not too difficult at all for you to review as much as you want. That's kind of what this week is all about, okay? This is not a midterm test. This is an opportunity for you to kind of make sure you have a handle on everything we've done so far. And, when we go back even to the very first weeks, a few people had a hard time understanding that what you were supposed to write about was literary concepts as they appeared in pieces of literature. So this week kind of gives you a chance to make up on that. Here's what we're doing this week, okay? I don't know, we've covered 6 or 7 or 8 different kinds of literary concepts so far. And so what I am looking for you to do is to cement these clearly in your head, because I'm firmly convinced that when you read a piece of literature and you can kind of say to yourself, okay, what's going on here? What's happening with this character? Whoa, look at the irony that happened in this work, Would this story be the same if it were set somewhere else? What do I think the theme to this work is? Did these characters change during this story? This plot line jumps all over the place. Maybe I better chart it out so I really understand well what's happening. Get what I mean? Okay, if you can do that while you are reading a short story, I think you'll enjoy it a whole lot more. You'll come to realize that there's more than just what goes on in the story. You'll, to some degree, be able to get inside an author's head, too. And part of the way inside that author's head, of course, is through his narrator. Okay? So, this week, I'm really not asking you to read anything new. What I'm doing is I'm asking you to review all of the literary concepts, literary elements that we have talked about to date, and then choose 2 stories and write about the literary concepts as they appear in those 2 stories. And then if there is some way that you can, and I'm saying this a little bit differently than I wrote out the assignment, but either way will do. If there is some way you can, try to make comparisons of the way literary elements appear in those stories, okay? So, like it was really simple to write about setting when we talked about To Build a Fire. That story revolves around setting. And, of course, Ind Af. I mean, that whole story couldn't happen in a different setting, okay? So, setting is really important there. Well, okay, but when you're talking about some other stories, try to figure out why the setting is important in there. And is it for the same kind of thing? Is it this couldn't have happened if it was here? Or because the setting really helps them make the point? And is it the same in both of these stories that we're doing? Or, does this story have a really kind of straightforward plot line, but story B just kind of bounce all over? So you're only going to be writing about 2 stories this week, and at least 5 literary elements as they appear in those stories. Literary elements, literary concepts, they're the same thing, okay? And then by next weekend, hopefully before next weekend, but my weeks are honestly very crazy. By next weekend, your midterm grades will be posted. Now, is that something for any of you to worry a whole lot about? Well, let me put it this way. As I quickly look through my grade book, I have to say that nobody's grade is as low as the old gentleman C, slide along and take your C. Nobody's grade is that low because you folks are really having fun with all of this. I mean to say, you're making fun for me, and you're into it, and you're discussing with each other through your comments, and you're taking all of that stuff seriously. Your comments have gotten so much better during the course of the semester. I am enjoying that immensely, and your essays just keep getting better. When I make suggestions to you one week, I'll see those suggestions coming through the next week, or the week after, or both. So keep up the great work. You're doing terrific. I'm enjoying this so darn much. And I hope you are, because I told you in the beginning that my goal is for you to enjoy what we're doing in here. Okay? Questions, you know where to get me.